welcome to Experiment Scary. She's a woman who always catches everyone's attention. Her smile is perfect, almost too perfect. But that night, as I walked past his apartment, something felt strange. Lights flickered. Shadows moved in what should have been empty spaces. At first I thought it was just my imagination, but then I saw her reflection in the glass door, and her eyes. They weren't her own. Something lurked behind that beautiful face. I froze. My heart skipped a beat, and just for a moment, her smile changed. I wanted to turn away. I should have walked faster, but curiosity always trumps common sense. That night, her beautiful face slowly began to show cracks, small things, changes too subtle to notice at first. By the end of the night, I could no longer tell whether he was still human or not. I couldn't contain my curiosity. I slowly walked closer to the door. The dim light from the hallway made the silhouette of his face look strange. I could hardly believe it. But something was wrong. Little by little, that smile began to look different. Not just her eyes, but the skin on her cheeks. There were fine lines that looked like cracks. Cracks that shouldn't be there. I held my breath. It felt like I was staring at something that wasn't human. But that smile lingered on her beautiful face, as if daring me not to leave. I wanted to run, but her feet felt glued to the floor. Every second grew more tense, and I realized that night something dark was awakening inside her. And when I turned around for a moment, he was even more different than before. I could hardly believe my eyes. The cracks in his face were becoming more and more visible, as if something was moving beneath his skin. His eyes, their color began to change, no longer warm and shining, but dark, empty, and frightening. The shadows behind him danced with his every movement. I felt a chill that pierced my bones. That smile wasn't a smile anymore. It was a cold, fake laugh, one that sent shivers down my spine. I wanted to close my eyes, but fear kept me frozen. With each passing second, her beautiful face slowly morphed into something I couldn't recognize. I knew this was just the beginning. That night, something inhuman was taking over her face. And when he looked directly at me, I felt like the world stopped for a moment. I couldn't look away. The cracks had now turned into sinister indentations, as if the beautiful face was slowly starting to disappear. Her eyes were completely dark, lifeless, and that smile had turned into a horrifying imitation of a human smile. The shadow that had always followed her was now even more pronounced, shrouding the apartment hallway in pitch-black darkness. I felt pure fear. With each passing second, he became more different, more and more alien. I knew. Tonight, the familiar face was gone, but my curiosity kept me standing, hypnotized by this terrifying transformation. And before I could move, she looked at me with eyes that weren't hers. Something in that woman was irreversible. And as he stepped towards me, I knew this was just the beginning. I held my breath. Every step he took towards me made my heart nearly explode. The beautiful face I knew was completely gone. All that remained was a creature with dark eyes and a terrifying smile, skin cracked and bumpy. The apartment hallway felt smaller, shadows binding me in place. I wanted to run, but his feet seemed to be glued to the floor. The whispering voice grew louder, as if calling me into the darkness. In an instant, he stopped in front of me, staring directly at me, and I knew this was no longer human. I closed my eyes for a moment. And when I opened them again, he was gone. I looked down, trying to calm myself, but in the corner of my eye, there was another shadow. Bigger, darker, something I didn't even dare imagine. And then I realized this was just the beginning. Something even more terrifying awaited me in the next chapter.